Our first nominee has participated in volunteer events for over 40 years, and the common theme has always been helping others as a united team. Bobby K. Nelson has consistently brought people together to support the community. She started her own nonprofit devoted to bringing volunteers together to help children feel more confident at school by providing them clothes, shoes, and new underwear. As chair of for Making a Difference Day, Bobby K. harnessed almost 2,000 volunteers to help local various agencies through a variety of service projects. Her team's efforts were recognized by Paul Newman's Points of Light Foundation for the positive impact on the community. In addition, Bobby K. has served on the Animal Humane Society, Maggie's Giving Circle, as well as several economic boards in the community, and she also provides business advising services to startups and growing businesses around the state through NMSU's Arrowhead Business Center. Please help us congratulate Bobby K. Nelson.
Thank you so much for this award. As Crystal mentioned, giving back to my community has always been important to me. Seeing people work toward a common goal is something I cherish. DVRC helps so many people in our community. We are fortunate to have such committed and caring people in Albuquerque to help those who have experienced domestic violence. Again, thank you so much. I truly appreciate this and will treasure this award.
As we recognize outstanding community leaders who have made a positive impact, use their voice to uplift others who don't have a voice, or have made a significant contribution in fighting for human rights and change, our next honoree certainly fits the bill. From social work and support of foster kids with developmental disabilities, to grief and bereavement counseling, to working with the LGBTQ and transgender communities, to support of the local jazz community and aspiring musicians, Emerson Corley has given a voice to those who haven't had one. In addition, Emerson's jazz band called Entourage Jazz shares a message of hope, freedom, joy and spontaneity, and a message of diversity and authenticity through performances and fundraising events, including donating all of previous proceeds to DVRC for their performance at the Chemo Theater last year. Emerson has had a perfect blend of an open heart and an open mind in all endeavors. Please congratulate Emerson Corley.
Thank you so very much to the DVRC for this award and to my friend Denise Wilcox for nominating me for this honor. During these interesting times, I find that the psyche of our world is pulling me in different directions. Sometimes it's hard to figure out which direction is being most demanding, and it can feel incredibly overwhelming. But what I find is that in the midst of the struggle, there are usually some pretty clear answers waiting to reveal themselves. It's up to me to trust that they are there and to also trust that it's beneficial to listen to them. I am very fortunate to be in the midst of two amazing careers. I'm a clinical social worker in private practice, specializing in grief and bereavement work with an emphasis on working within the LGBTQ+ community. I'm also a jazz singer. I'm the band leader and lead singer for Entourage Jazz, a versatile ensemble that specializes in the jazz standards of the 40s and 50s. Because of my two careers, which also happens to be my two passions, I'm constantly given the opportunity to wear multiple hats and suits. So what happens in the midst of the two careers when one realizes their true authenticity? When the answer has been lying dormant within one's cautious self for decades, just waiting for the right time to reveal. A quote by Ralph Waldo Emerson propelled me from a life of intense internal struggle into a life of unsurpassed joy and the call to lead others in a similar position. To be yourself in a world that is constantly trying to make you something else is the greatest accomplishment. We dare to be our truest sense of ourselves when the world around us has something else in mind. We demand the very best of ourselves while also understanding the need to be fully face grief and uncertainty. Within the struggle is where we usually find the parts of ourselves that inch forth with organic hope and a mirrored understanding of freedom to come. The DVRC has helped and led many a transgender person into the freedom to be our authentic selves at any cost. They have instilled strength and injected courage into clients who risk their lives on a daily basis just to be themselves, just to wear the clothing that speaks to us, just to wear the makeup that celebrates us, just to walk into the restroom that best represents us. To me, this is the audacity of hope in leadership. Thank you all so very much.
There's just not enough time to list all of the community activities that our next honoree has under her belt. But just to name a few, Mary Homan has umpired Little League games, serves as president of the Senior Women's Softball Association, aided in bringing the National Senior Games to Albuquerque last year. She's led Girl Scout troops and currently serves on the Girl Scouts of New Mexico Trails Board of Directors. And Mary Homan has been a trustee of the Village of Los Ranchos de Albuquerque for 16 years. She has worked with local chambers, economic development agencies, the New Mexico Partnership, and the National League of Cities to improve rules, regulations, and enticements on the local, state, and national fronts. Her passion and commitment to helping others through volunteering and making an impact on economic development in New Mexico is absolutely worth of being recognized. So please help us congratulate Mary Homan.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm extremely honored to be receiving the Community Leadership Award. When Barbara Lopez, the Domestic Violence and Community Resource Center advocate, emailed me to tell me that I had been nominated for this distinguished award, I was honored and excited. And later, when I received a call from her announcing that I was going to be an award recipient, I was floored. Being considered among this crowd of distinguished nominees, individuals that I've looked up to for their accomplishments and their contributions to the community, had me speechless and humbled. I've always been a giving individual. I love giving back to the community and working with the community. Even as a child, I enjoyed this. And as an adult, I've tried to enlist and instill this value in my children and grandchildren. My parents were giving individuals, and I had teachers, Girl Scout leaders, co-workers, and mentors that joined me and shared in this kind of passion throughout my life. Leadership organizations like the Girl Scouts, Leadership New Mexico, Albuquerque, and Sandoval County, as well as the municipal equivalent, which is the Municipal Leadership Institute, showed me new areas of the state and organizations that are giving to the individuals out there and meeting the needs of their communities. These organizations, some of them are wanting still and have needs. And this is where we can all lend a helping hand. Putting the puzzle pieces together, connecting people with their needed support systems is an overwhelming task, and more is needed, both physical and financial. And together we can help meet these needs. Growing and thriving is what I want for each of us, for our city, for our state, country, and even in the world. I hope that I have personally contributed to the success of our community, and I hope that I have left a positive impact on somebody's life. Each of us have something we can give and offer to others. By using our voices and actions, we can help uplift others by sharing a skill, mentoring a youth, or even a young colleague that we have, gathering a group of friends to work on a project or a community need, or even leading a community. Thinking beyond oneself and truly looking around the needs that are around you in your community is what we all need to do. I want to thank the Domestic Violence Resource Center for hosting this leadership award. Over the last 8 years, DVRC has recognized an incredible group of people and highlighted the wonderful projects that they've done throughout the state. It's fitting that DVRC host a leadership award, as it's through their leadership and mission to support others and help with the prevention of abuse and promote that prevention that we can hope to break the cycle of abuse and empower the victims. I accept this award on behalf of myself and all of those that have supported me, for my coworkers and friends that have joined me in so many projects supporting so many organizations, for those that mentored me and those that introduced me to great nonprofits, to my husband and family that supported me through all of these endeavors, to Denise Wilcox for nominating me, Becky Teague, Tommy Sanders, and Tom Dome for supporting that nomination, and for Gas Company of New Mexico for allowing me to serve in the role of Economic Development and Community Affairs Manager. This is a position that feeds my giving spirit and a job that nurtures my belief in supporting the community and working for the greater good. Finally, I want to thank the Awards Committee for their trust and confidence in me in providing this award. I proudly accept this award and ask that you join me in celebrating this accomplishment and the empowerment. And please, let's all work together to build a better future, one positive action at a time. Thank you all, and God bless you.
Our next award winner has 33 years of experience in the nonprofit sector, including 13 years of experience with the United Way. In his short time in New Mexico, Rodney Prunty has already had a huge effect. United Way of Central New Mexico exceeded its 2019 campaign goal and established a place-based collective impact initiative with the engagement of community residents in Albuquerque's most challenged neighborhoods. In addition, Rodney led efforts to raise over $1.1 million in COVID-19 relief, which were distributed to over 100 nonprofit organizations that serve people in need. Rodney is currently partnering with the Albuquerque Community Foundation on a new effort called Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion United. And this project is to engage the community with conversations to share the concerns, hopes, aspirations of people of color and organizations that serve them regarding the systematic inequalities that exist in central New Mexico. It also provides leadership pathways in philanthropy and nonprofit, and it brings cross-sector DEI training to leaders to help them inform them of their own diversity, equity, and inclusion practices. So please help me congratulate Rodney Prunty.
I want to thank the DVRC for awarding me this great honor, the Community Leader Award. I'm truly humbled by this recognition. Firstly, I want to thank my wife and family for supporting me throughout my career, and of course, my mother, who made me the man that I am today. I also want to thank the United Way of Central New Mexico Board for their support and belief in me to take a chance on this guy from the Midwest 15 months ago, and offering me the opportunity to work in such a beautiful community filled with so much promise. I also want to thank the United Way of Central New Mexico team, who have shown tremendous resolve and determination to support Central New Mexico through these challenging times. I'm more than fortunate to be part of an organization filled with so many passionate, dedicated community servants. In that same spirit, I've always believed that to lead is to serve. I realized years ago that becoming a leader makes it no longer about you, but the people in your organization. It's about how you can help them be the best that they can be and support them to achieve their goals and their aspirations, to make sure that they are essentially better than when they got to the organization. That is the true testament, in my estimation, of a leader, his or her ability to make those around them better. I also derive genuine satisfaction and joy when people are able to grow and to progress in their careers. The most important work that we do at United Way of Central New Mexico is turning outward into our community and addressing our greatest challenges together. It's inherent in our name, United Way. Now, I mentioned my mother earlier, and she was such a strong influence in my life. She raised me to see the world as it should be, not as it is. And this worldview has helped guide and catalyze me throughout my career. It's the promise of what can be and working together with people from all walks of life to create long-term community change. Those are the things that energize me. There's nothing more powerful than when individuals and organizations come together to achieve what was only a possibility in the minds of people previously. That's what community is all about. Challenges will always remain, but I believe together we can and we will make a better future for our children and our families in Central New Mexico. So again, I say thank you to the DVRC for this distinguished recognition. I look forward to the work that we'll continue to do together to make our community a better place to live for us all. Thank you.
On behalf of the Domestic Violence Resource Center, it is my honor to present the Purple Ribbon Award winners. This has been a long-standing tradition within the Domestic Violence Resource Center because this award is actually decided upon by the staff and the directors of the organization. We've had some great people receiving this award, including a posthumous award from our previous executive director who passed away in office, to board members for exemplary work, to even state senators that helped change laws to progress forward the changes of breaking the cycle in domestic violence. This year, one award is going to be given to one individual who has generously and tirelessly advocated for DVRC within our community. Another award is going to be given to an individual who advocates for financial independence for DV victims. These two individuals have made a significant impact within the organization, and most importantly, they advocate for domestic violence victims in Albuquerque. Pamela Herndon currently serves as the president and CEO of KWH Law Center for Social Justice and Change, a nonprofit law center focused on providing access for justice for low and medium income individuals with an emphasis on advocating for the rights of women, children, and families with children. Pamela is a 2019 to 2021 W.K. Kellogg Fellow, and she serves as secretary of the board for the U.S. Eagle Federal Credit Union and as first vice president of the NAACP Albuquerque branch. In August of 2020, she was elected to serve a 3-year term as a member of the Council of the American Bar Association's Civil Rights and Social Justice section. In addition, she has been appointed as a commissioner to the American Bar Association Commission on Domestic Violence and Sexual Assault. Pamela was instrumental in the establishment of the Credit Union Survivor Alliance for Financial Empowerment, or CU SAFE. This is a program whose mission is to provide financial resources to survivors of domestic violence at an affordable interest rate, together with systematic support in other areas when needed to help survivors move their lives forward without abuse. Pamela has been recognized as the Public Lawyer of the Year by the Public Law section of the New Mexico State Bar, as the Lawyer of the Year by the American Bar Association, and she has been featured in Essence Magazine, an international publication, as one of the outstanding lawyers providing policy and advocacy legal services to low-income individuals. Pamela occasionally hosts community-focused programs on KUNM Public Radio, an NPR affiliate in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Please help us congratulate Pamela Herndon.
Good afternoon to the Board of Directors of the Domestic Violence Resource Center, the DVRC staff, and the members of the Leadership and Awards Committee. I'm extremely honored and humbled to be the recipient of the DVRC Purple Ribbon Award. Over the past years, I have dedicated many hours seeking ways to provide survivors of domestic violence with access to financial resources with reasonable rates to help them live their lives without abuse, fear, or intimidation when they are ready to do so. Those efforts all came together this year when Rio Grande and U.S. Eagle Federal Credit Unions joined together to form See You Safe, a program of Survivor Alliance for Financial Empowerment. See You Safe not only provides survivors with access to financial resources, it is a program that's intended to help pave the way for dreams that may have been deferred by the barriers of domestic violence. A program intended to provide access to pro bono attorneys when the need arises, to provide access to apprenticeship programs, quality affordable housing, and to behavioral health for those services to make sure that the years of abuse have been eliminated. Mike Athens, the CEO of Rio Grande Credit Union, and Marcia Majors, the CEO of U.S. Eagle, together with Vince Galbanati, who leads DVRC, and Walt Aegis, the CEO of CU Soul, are community leaders who join with me in seeing the vision for providing innovative support for survivors of domestic violence. Together with their staff, who had an incredible passion for helping survivors of domestic violence. These were people like Michelle Tafoya, Henna Torres, Nadine Berger, Jeff Kane, Annalise Ford, and others. So here we are in the month of October, the month in which we raise awareness for domestic violence in a state where we are either number 1 or number 3 with the highest rate of domestic violence in the entire country. But we are showing the rest of the country how the power of collaboration provides a blueprint of success in raising the well-being of survivors and their families. The poet Griti Sanon, in writing about domestic violence, stated, "I want someone to teach my heart to beat again. I want someone special who can kiss away the pain." And then Lynette Goodwin wrote, "A new dawn brings hope and peace of happiness, along with grace." The See You Safe program has the ability to kiss away the pain of domestic violence while bringing hope, happiness, and grace into the lives of survivors. So thank you once again for the honor of receiving the Purple Ribbon Award, and I accept it on behalf of everyone who is working to lift survivors permanently out of the trenches of domestic violence.
Mary Ellen Garcia is the Grants Bureau Chief for the New Mexico Crime Victims Reparation Commission, CVRC, administering state funds to support survivor services, as well as federal funds from VOCA Victim Assistance, Stop VAWA, NASP, and other federal discretionary funds. Prior to her work with the Commission, Ms. Garcia administered discretionary grants from the Office of Violence Against Women, including projects that develop best practices for access, issuance and enforcement of orders of protection, and a statewide domestic and dating violence, sexual assault, stalking, strangulation, and child victimization project. She started her career in victim services as a volunteer with the nonprofit Law Enforcement-Based Victim Advocate Program. She worked as a crisis negotiator for law enforcement and developed a law enforcement crisis outreach and support team focused on providing access to families whose loved ones are experiencing mental illness. Ms. Garcia has worked on several projects at the state, local, and national level to improve the provision for survivors of crime. She has also worked and collaborated with the Vera Institute, Asian Pacific Institute on Gender-Based Violence, Casa de Esperanza, the Women of Color Network, the Office on Violence Against Women, the Office for Victims of Crime, and numerous other state and national programs to address language access, improving access to survivors in underserved communities, improve the delivery of services, creating sustainable funding, and various other initiatives addressing violence in our communities. She has worked with governmental and non-governmental victim service agencies around the state in either training, providing services, development of practices in serving victims, program development and leadership within New Mexico for over 20 years. So please help us congratulate Mary Ellen Garcia.
Thank you so much, Christelle. I am humbled and honored to stand here today and share this small message of deepest appreciation and gratitude towards DVRC and its leadership for being recognized. But I'd also like to start by acknowledging these strange times that we are living. This time last year, we would have all been sitting around a table, breaking bread with one another, and laughing about our day, sharing stories of strength, resilience, and deepest sorrow for the work that we do. And what a difference a year can make. Over the past 7 months, we've learned to pivot, to wear our masks, to reassess the way in which we deliver services, and to reevaluate all of the work that we're doing to ensure that survivors of crime have access to services within our communities. I'd like to recognize all of our victim service programs across the state who are doing phenomenal work during extraordinary and unprecedented times. I'd like to thank you for this recognition and say that it's a true reflection of the amazing team at the Crime Victims Reparation Commission. Our collective we, our director and our leadership under Director Zubia, our compensation department under Moises Valdez, our CFO Cindy Mock, my amazing grants team, and the true collective we, all of the stakeholders who deliver services within our communities, the New Mexico Coalition Against Domestic Violence, the New Mexico Coalition of Sexual Assault Programs, our Coalition to Stop Violence Against Native Women, and all of our victim services programs across the state are doing amazing work. I stand here to say thank you. I have been surrounded by amazing mentors. I started this work 20 years ago as an advocate for this very organization, and to be part of this collective group of individuals is just an honor. I stand in humble awe of all of the work that they do. I want to again say thank you, and thank you to my amazing team for all of the work. This is a true reflection of all of the amazing people who wake up every day to ensure that victims of crime in our state have access to services and that we can truly help our communities heal. Again, thank you.